Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome for the people who are watching for the first time. Today we're going to be going back to the basics. We're going to be kind of redoing a video that we've already done before, but we're going to take a look at it again. And we're going to be looking at kind of a basic way to enter into Jiyuwaza. And Jiyuwaza essentially just means free technique, and the way we're going to approach this is actually from a spontaneous way of dealing with attacks. So stay tuned and we'll show you a really easy and basic way to get into Jiyuwaza.
So today we're looking at the very basics of Jiyuwaza, like very basic introduction. And this corresponds more or less to the level that we would expect from our students who are passing the 6Q. So actually it's their first exam, first grading, 6Q for the adults. And if we ask them to do Jiyuwaza at the end of a grading, of a test, this is what we would expect to see, more or less. Okay, so before we go into the Jiyuwaza, actually, let's start with two basic exercises, or an exercise with two levels that helps us to understand a little bit the flow of energy and what Jiyuwaza is about. So I'll ask Duro to stand in place and not move his feet. And I will be actually giving him some energy with some pushes. So I will push different places from different angles, and he will just take this energy in as much as he can. So this is an exercise really to get a feeling of the direction of the energy and how we can move with the energy, not to resist. So we want to avoid resistance. Resist? Okay. We want to avoid resistance from the uke, okay? We want to avoid completely disconnecting, giving in, like going too fast, too far. Yeah, it's not good. You really stay with the contact, with the energy, you connect into it, and you feel it. Okay? The second step would be then to start moving the feet, like the person receiving can start moving the feet and connect back into the one giving the energy. So if I push from the side here, Durot might take a step and just use his hands to connect to my body, like reciprocate with a connection. Okay, so any angle is fine, any way we're pushing is fine. Just move with the energy, with the flow in the direction without creating resistance. Can be at the knee as well. This is a more difficult one. But the idea in general is that you move with a push without moving away completely, like staying with it, moving with it, but feeling it. And you connect back into the attacker, okay? So when we start doing the Jiyuwaza, we will change roles now. I will ask Duro to push me. At the very basic level, we can start with very simple attacks. So we can have the katate dori, for example, with a push. So the idea is that Duro wants to displace me, push me away. We could do actually, let's keep it like this. We can do the ryote dori, which is also not so difficult to manage, with the same idea that I'm being pushed, so there is an energy going towards my center line, and there might be a simple push with one or with both hands, just like we did with the exercise, okay? And then we start moving, so we do it slowly. 6th Q level is, of course, nothing very fancy or complicated or fast. We would be moving slowly, so I can move with the energy, I can connect back into the attacker, into the uke. And one thing to keep in mind is that the uke, once we moved around and the uke is still standing, he can continue his attack. So he would come back with another push. Okay, and then he might come back with another push. And I want to stay with these pushes and see if I can guide him to the ground. So not force, but guide. There is a big difference, because if I try to force, he will resist. Okay, I cannot force him, actually, if he's stable. So I want to keep the flow going on until he starts losing balance, and I can guide him to the ground, help him get down on the tatami. Okay, I want to work with both hands, so we are not like half a person. So when he attacks with one hand, I'm not half a person and having the other hand dead on the side, okay, because he might come with the other hand to attack me. So I'm using both hands. Even if he's attacking with one, I can kind of protect myself, connect with the other one, touch. Whenever I touch, I connect, and if I touch, I connect into the center line. It helps to get uke's balance. I want to be also quite open and big, full of energy. So if I'm small, it won't work really. It will be very difficult for me to do something. So I want to open up a bit bigger so that I can also move around. I can create some spaces to enter. And maybe there is a technique that comes up. So of course, probably not a kaitenaga on a 6Q. But if a technique comes up in Jiyuwaza, it's not a wrong thing, it's a good thing. But you are not specifically looking to do a technique. Okay, so some common mistakes and things to avoid. It's, like I said, it's trying to force the movement on the uke, which will not work. I mean, the uke is coming with a certain energy. I cannot force a redirection. I have to align with the energy before I can redirect it. Okay? Being small, like not listening to the energy, being tensed, wouldn't work well in the Jiyuwaza. And I think that's it for the main things, at least for the level of 6Q. So, as Durot explained before, we did the video on the Jiyuwaza introduction at the 6Q level in the very beginning of our channel. But it was a bit different approach, different way, different technique of filming. So we redo it now with a new approach. Hope you like it, and stay tuned for more videos. There will be at least another one with a basic Jiyuwaza that we'll have to redo. And we will go for the more advanced things as well in the future. So thanks for watching, and see you again in another video.